pandemic, we're Xennials. If you were born between like 1978 and 1983, yes, we are Xennials. Yes, that's a lot of people here. Because apparently we have the hope of millennials, but the cynicism of Generation X. Yes, especially when it comes to technology. And I was like, oh, that is right on. Because I'm like, I ran 2 New York City marathons with a Sony yellow Walkman. And people were like, how'd you like running with that VCR? I was like, it was reliable. That's how it felt. I do like getting older. I like being able to sort of like, see how the different generations interact with each other. Having a little perspective, I think, is fun. Like when you're no longer the younger generation, I like that. I like being like sort of the generation above. And I feel like I could really see how old people were based on how well they can wait in line for COVID testing. I'm serious. The first big COVID test, Thanksgiving 2020, the COVID line, it was like the first big holiday that we had testing, right? So like the COVID lines went on for hours. And like you could tell everybody 35 and up was like ready to wait in that line, right? It's like people brought snacks, they brought layers of clothes. The first 3 spots were just taken up by empty folding chairs. Somebody showed up and marked their places. Right? It looked like the Ticketmaster line from the 90s. I was like, all right. I was like, are we getting COVID tested or going to see Springsteen? What's going on here? But we were like ready for it. We're like, we are ready to wait in this line. And then I saw millennials, they were all over the place. Like they brought stuff to do, some were knitting, working on their Etsy shop, whatever. Gen Z didn't know what to do because they've never had to wait for anything. Gen Z, like they're hungry, they press a button, food shows up. They want to go somewhere, there's an app for that. Boom, there's a car. It takes them there, right? The girl that was online behind me didn't even bring her license. She was like, I have to bring something? She's like, why? She's like, my phone knows my face. Like, why would we do this, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, kids these days, they do not know how to wait. And it felt so good. I was like, these kids don't know how to wait for anything. I was like, we know how to wait. We know how to stand and wait and wait and wait. We don't even know what we're waiting for, but we will wait it out. Right? And then I went back at Christmas, and there was a QR code on the door. And I was like, oh, they're better than us. I was like, those kids waited online, and they were like, we don't have to do this. We have the technology to skip this step. QR code, you scanned it, you went home, it alerted you when your number was up. Yeah, I know. Some people in this room got very sad at that. Other people are like, what is a QR code?